Tonight on Her Say, we talk singlehood. Just what are the challenges of being unmarried, particularly in this society that we live in today? We're calling it the highs and lows of singlehood. The struggles that the society has put on women, or the pressure to get married, which is actually real. The pressure is even worse. I feel like saying the pressure is getting worse when one attains a particular age and they are unmarried, regardless of the fact perhaps this woman wants to remain single, okay? So that's the conversation we shall have tonight on Her Say. It shall come your way shortly, but first, let's take a look at the highlights. Four people dead after house under construction collapses in Eastleigh area.
But the experts say in another 7 days to 10 days, the rains might come back.
Interior CS Kithure Kindiki says government may evacuate residents residing around dams. Kindiki has warned that over 50,000 people could be in danger if the dams spill.
Nina virusi mwaka 2012 ambapo nilikuwa mchanga sana. Aliyeniambia alikuwa nyanya.
And we shall tell you about the hurdles faced by high school students who are HIV positive as they navigate the challenges inherent in their journey to maintain their well-being. Welcome to the broadcast. We're glad you could join us on the second day of December 2023. I haven't seen you this month, by the way, okay? Thank you so much for joining us. So we invite you to engage with us on our social media handles at TV47 News on X, TV47 Kenya on Facebook, and my X handle is at Grace Korea KE. Now, our sign language interpreter tonight is Rhoda Nyamai, and my name is Grace Korea Kanja. Once again, welcome to the broadcast. Now, we begin on a sad note where 4 people have died after a building under construction collapsed in Pangani area here in Nairobi. The incidents took place Saturday afternoon along Muratina Road while the workers were engaged in their construction duties. Nairobi Police Boss Adamson Bungei has confirmed the incident, noting that the 4 lost their lives on the spot, while 15 others sustained injuries and are currently receiving urgent medical attention. Sheila Chelangat kicks us off tonight. Saturday afternoon, normal activities in the Eastleigh area along Muratina Road came to a halt as Bajun Tower, that is still under construction, collapsed.
Structures zile zimewekwa kwa hii nyumba imejengwa ikiwa wiki. So hao mafundi wakiwa kule juu wakateremuka floor by floor wakienda chini. Kuna wale wameingia kwa nyumba, hata nyumba zile adjacent zote waliingia ndani na watu kule pia waliumia.
Police have confirmed that 4 workers died on the spot while 15 others have been evacuated to Kenyatta National Hospital and other medical facilities for treatment.
Miti ambayo sinawekelewa wanasimama wakichenga ndio silifunjika na ndipo hao watu wakaporomoka pamoja na hizo miti. Tunaambiwa walikuwa watu karibu watu 9, lakini mpaka sasa tumeweza kupata watu 4 ambao wamefariki.
The Kenya Red Cross Society has established a tracing desk to account for all those affected by the collapse. However, residents have expressed dissatisfaction with the safety measures implemented by investors overseeing construction projects in the area.
Walianza kujenga manyumba hapa, walikuwa na machuma. Siku hizi wameanza kuweka miti, ukiangalia na mabati ni kitu ovyo kabisa, mtu anaanguka na anaenda kabisa.
Kama wale National Construction Authority wangekuja, waangalie ngazi zile zinatumika katika hii nyumba, hii mkasa ikendeka na watu wengi wangekufa na watu wale wako kwa mahospitali hawangeweza kuumia.
Nairobi Police Boss Adamson Bungei says that police have launched a probe into the matter as search and rescue operations are actively ongoing. Sheila Chalangat for TV47 in Nairobi.
Thank you, Sheila Chalangat, for that. May the departed rest in peace and may their families find peace and comfort. Now, tonight, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has issued a stark warning stating that the government may be left with no choice but to evacuate residents residing around Kiambu Dam within the next 10 days if the heavy rainfall persists. Tragically, another life has been claimed by the floods in Machakos County, where a middle-aged man lost his life while attempting to cross a bridge. Now, the floods continue to wreak havoc in several parts of the country, with the BAMBA police station in Tana River submerged due to the flood crisis.
Another devastating tragedy has unfolded in Machakos County, claiming yet another life in the relentless floods sweeping through the region. A 37-year-old man lost his life when he was swept away by the surging waters while attempting to cross a bridge. His body has since been recovered from the dam and has been moved to the Machakos Level 5 hospital mortuary. This comes just days after two teenagers, aged 15 and 16, drowned in a dam in Voter, just a few kilometers from the recent incident.
Ningependa kutoa onyo kwa wananchi, kwa wananchi. Wakati huu ambao tumeonywa na serikali, kuna majanga mengi ambayo yanatokana na mvua ya El Nino, kwamba waweze kutia tahadhari kukaribia mito na sehemu zenye maji kama masilanga na vidimbwi, kwa sababu imelete hasara kubwa sana.
Lives have been lost, Kenyans displaced and transport system disrupted, the latest one being the Garsen-Lamu Road and Gamba police station, which has been submerged, causing significant challenges.
Tungeomba serikali kuu na wizara ya asali wafanye mipango, kuwe na maboti ambayo yatasaidia kupitisha chakula, kupitisha mafuta wakati ambapo haya maji yako mengi namna hii.
Mungatana has expressed his concern about the hardships his constituents may face due to the ongoing crisis. The Garsen-Lamu Road, now impassable, serves as the primary route for transporting essential commodities in the county. Addressing the growing crisis, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki, along with senior government officials, assessed the flood risk stemming from the overflowing Seven Forks dams.
The last few days we have not had much rains, but the experts say in another 7 days to 10 days the rains might come back, even in greater torrents.
However, CS Penina Malonza, responsible for East African Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development, criticized some county governments over what she termed as failure to collaborate with the national government in disaster mitigation efforts amid the ongoing rains.
Wananchi vile vile wanapolia walilie magavana wao kwa sababu wamepewa fedha, na hii wiki peke yake tumeweza kutoa bilioni 10 ili tuwapee.
Meanwhile, the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, has assured road users in the coast region of accessible roads despite the challenging flood conditions.
Right. Now, Kenya today launched the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative during the COP28 conference on a significant day when 117 countries pledged to triple the world's renewable energy capacity by 2030. Now, in a groundbreaking move at the UN climate talks, nations and major oil countries and oil companies have promised to make major progress in tackling global warming. In a large new energy pledge, around 100 countries promised to triple world renewable energy use by 2030, and 50 oil and gas companies, including Saudi giant Aramco, pledged to stop adding to planet-warming gases by 2050. Here's Kisewa Emery with the details.
During the third day of the United Nations COP28 conference, focusing on renewable energy, ecosystem building, and the youth's role in combating climate change, President William Ruto inaugurated the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, a program that commits to 4.48 billion in green manufacturing deals across the country.
Africa is much more. Africa is about 60% of the world's renewable energy resources. Africa is about 40% of the world's mineral resources necessary for energy transition.
President Ruto said that the initiative aims to expedite and expand green industries and businesses throughout the continent, promoting climate mitigation and adaptation to stimulate environmentally sustainable economic growth in the region. In total, the president announced 7 deals, including a $1.5 billion green fertilizer plant, a geothermal energy-powered data center at Olkaria, 3 geothermal projects in Suswa, Menengai and Paka respectively, and a $270 million sustainable agriculture project.
EcoCloud, one of Africa's largest green data centers using geothermal steam, are setting up what will become Africa's largest data center with ICT load capacity of 60 megawatts. They are going to be spending $600 million. Indonesia's Pertamina and UAE's Mazda jointly are investing in geothermal project, and phase 1, they will be investing $1 billion, and phase 1 will generate 300 megawatts of geothermal power.
While launching the initiative, President Ruto extended an invitation to other countries to invest in Africa, portraying it as a continent of opportunities with a long way to go to achieve its climate action goals.
And I am very happy that in this COP, finally, we are all agreed. It is no longer about if, it is when we finally reform the international financial architecture so that it is fit for purpose, so that it serves the needs and the nuances of the current situation.
In response, COP28 President Adnan Amin expressed the United Nations view that climate action presents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Africa to lead the battle against climate change.
We see climate action as the opportunity of a lifetime. It is the opportunity to start to invest in a trajectory of economic growth.
Kisewa Emery for TV47.
Thank you, Kisewa Emery, for that. Now, Azimio leader Raila Odinga was forced to cut short his address as unruly youths in Matungu area, Kakamega County, created chaos during the burial ceremony of former nominated Senator Godliver Omondi. The Azimio leader, who later prevailed upon the restless youth to calm down, warned ODM leaders in the region to stop using their supporters to settle political scores. These tensions escalated between the Azimio and Kenya Kwanza coalitions over the fate of Mumia's sugar company. Apollo Kamau with the details.
The burial of former nominated Senator and MCA Godliver Omondi turned into a theatre of chaos after differences among ODM leaders in Kakamega County played out before Azimio leader Raila Odinga. Odinga was forced to cut short his speech after one of the mourners stormed to the podium before calm was restored, with Odinga slamming local leaders of using the youth to settle political scores.
Shida ambayo mnaona hapa hii ni tofauti ya viongozi hapa. Wengine vijana wamepelekwa hapa walete fujo. Wampige mtu mwingine kelele hapa kiongea.
Odinga brokering a handshake during the burial between fierce political rivals Kakamega Governor Fernandes Barasa and Mumias System MP Peter Salasia.
Tumpatie gavana heshima, sawa? Hata yeye vile vile atakupatia heshima. Sawa sawa?
With ODM rebels on the receiving end for decamping to Kenya Kwanza, the revival of Mumia Sugar saw Kakamega Governor Fernandes Barasa clash with Senator Boni Halwale as Odinga opposed the ejection of businessman Jaswan Trai.
Ukisema huyu jamaa atoke hapo, na nitarudi tena kwa mahakama tena. Tunataka Mumias ifanye kazi. Na hii Sarvi Rai ambayo iko hapa, wana viwanda kule Uganda. Na kule wako na kiwanda ambayo inafanya kazi vizuri sana.
Lakini la kushangaza Huyo Khalwale yeye ndio chief whip wa Senate. Kulikuwa na mswada kwa Senate wa kuongeza pesa kuja hapa mashinani, lakini yeye he had to whip wale senators wa Kenya Kwanza kupinga pesa kuja Kakamega. Pitia kwa Khalwale hapa, we lost 22 billion Kenya shillings.
This time tumekuwa na yeye na 33 billion shillings ameondolewa. Siku yenye tumekuwa na yeye, tumekuwa na huyu Barasa, tumekuwa na huyu Nabii Nabwera, tumekuwa na huyu MP Tindimware, tumekuwa na Shenali, tumekuwa na yule wana Baholo na Bulindo wamekuwako. You cannot be jumping this way that way.
Walisema serikali itakuwa ya mama mboga na bodaboda. Nyinyi mmeona mama mboga kwa serikali?
Kuna wale wenzetu ambao wako hapa wanakwenda kule Nairobi, wakati wa kuongezea wananchi ushuru wanapiga kura, wanasema yes, alafu wanakuja hapa kudanganya wananchi. Tunataka leo hii muambie hawa watu ukweli, waache kudanganya wananchi.
In game, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Siaya Governor James Orengo read the Riot Act to ODM rebels while telling the region to throw their weight behind Odinga in the 2027 polls.
Kuna jasiri kulika Joko. Kwa hiyo mkiona wengine wananunuliwa kama kuku kwa soko, usishangae. Lakini tuko pamoja.
Atajua hajui. Ailisha atajua hajui.
Odinga is currently on an ODM registration drive in Western Kenya ahead of party elections early next year. Apol Kamau, TV47.
Thank you, Apollo Kamau, for that. Now, concerns are mounting among Kiambu County residents due to a rising number of wildlife attacks, highlighted by the recent tragic death of a middle-aged woman who fell victim to a hyena. The residents attribute the encroachment of wildlife into human habitats to the presence of quarries and undeveloped plots of land in the area. They are appealing to local leaders and relevant authorities to address the security challenges in the region. Vera Alberta with the details.
In a disturbing incident today, irate residents took matters into their own hands, preventing police officers from accessing the body of a woman who met a tragic end at the hands of a vicious hyena. The woman was attacked while on her way to work, and witnesses recount the horrifying details of the encounter. Passers-by, still shaken by the gruesome scene, described the hyena's ruthless assault on its unsuspecting victim.
Tulikuwa tunaendekea kasi, tunatoka saa 10. Tukitoka mama mmoja tukakuta anakuliwa na fisi.
Sisi tulikuwa nyuma yake, tukapiga tu ndulu. Wenye watu wa Nduthi wakakuja wakamuokoa. Hiyo fishi ingeenda tu na yeye kabisa.
What has further fueled the residents' anger is that this is not an isolated incident. It marks another in a series of wild animal attacks in the area.
Compensation ya huyu mama ambaye amekuliwa leo na fisi na wale mtoto ambaye alizikwa juzi, ya kwamba ni lazima ifanyike kwa haraka upesi.
Expressing grave safety concerns, the residents are now demanding immediate action from the Kenya Wildlife Service to remove these dangerous animals from the vicinity.
Ni wakati wao sasa wachukue wanyama, wapeleke wanyama kwenye wako na faida, kwa sababu hao wanyama wakiwa hapa kwetu hawana faida yoyote. Na wasipofanya hivyo watajua kwamba sisi tuna uwezo wa kujiondolea wanyama hapa kwetu.
The growing frequency of such attacks has prompted residents to call for increased vigilance and intervention by local leaders, emphasizing the need for the safety of the community.
Kuna wengine wamekulia, hiyo ni sasa ni waine. Hata si waine, hatujui wenye wamekulia wamerewa, wamekunywa pombe wakarewa, wakakuliwa wakaisha. Wamekuliwa Mudhara, wakakuliwa hapa kwa chief, na tuko na watu tumechagua hapa.
Speaking to TV47 on phone, Area Senior Assistant Chief John Njoroge confirmed the incident, assuring that relevant authorities are working diligently to ensure the safety of residents. However, the gravity of the situation has prompted residents to call for the accountability from both the Kenya Wildlife Service and local leaders.
The body has been corrected to the mall. The case has been handled by the DCIO.
at the KWS. They have dispersed, but they have been assured by KWS they look on the matter of the wildlife.
This tragic incident is not the first of its kind, and residents are now urging the county government to summon the owners of undeveloped plots of land, as these areas might be contributing to the increased encounters with wild animals. Vera Alberta, TV47.
Thank you, Vera Alberta, for that. Now, despite Kenya's notable achievements in controlling the spread of HIV and providing care for those affected, stigma persists as a significant impediment, particularly affecting the youth, especially those in secondary school who receive positive test results. Most of these young individuals choose to lead isolated lives, grappling with the harsh realities of discrimination and challenges in establishing social connections with their peers, especially in educational institutions. Our reporter Arnold Adidi engaged with young HIV champions in Vihiga who candidly shared their experiences and stories.
As the World AIDS Day was being marked across the 47 counties, the commemoration in Vihiga was marked by the presence of resilient young individuals who, despite testing positive for HIV at tender ages, courageously share their stories.
Mimi nilianza kumeza ARVs kama naingia form 1. Na the journey haikukuwa rahisi vile.
Nina, aged 23, and James, aged 20, and not their real names, both learned about their HIV status at early ages of their lives. Nina discovered her status at 12, while James confronted this reality at the age of 9.
Niligundua nina virusi mwaka 2012 ambapo nilikuwa mchanga sana. Aliyeniambia alikuwa nyanya ambaye ni my caregiver. Akanipa moyo, akaniambia huo sio mwisho wa maisha, na nikakubali. I was told nilipata through breastfeeding. Mom alikuwa infected nayo.
I diagnosed that I was positive on 2013 when I was in class 8, but before I was HIV positive from birth.
Both Nina and James share experiences of mother-to-child transmission and therefore revealing the struggles of concealing their condition during school years as institutions intended for knowledge became sources of personal battles.
Matron mwingine ukimwambia yeye naye anatangaza kwa shule yote, wanafaa kufanya hiyo kitu inakuwa confidential, kwa sababu pia mimi life yangu high school ilikuwa ni ngumu sana kumeza dawa, kwa sababu nilikuwa nachukua hiyo dawa ninaweka kwa karatasi, na of which sikuwa natumia dawa vizuri nikiwa high school, but venye nilifanya disclosure to the principal akaelewa na akanisaidia.
James echoes similar difficulties, emphasizing the impact on their education and well-being.
Challenge ilikuwa moja, kusahau time, but nikakuja nikazoea. At the beginning nilikuwa na take my medication at 6, so nikakuwa inafika 6 bado unacheza huko nje unasahau.
Despite receiving counseling and finding a new trajectory in life, they faced additional challenges as they navigated relationships and friendships. The difficulties in making friends and finding love, coupled with the stigmatization, highlighted the lack of a friendly environment for HIV-positive students in most schools.
Kwa vile unapo disclose, mtu anakudanganya, anakupenda, inafika wakati unapata mtu anakuambia hataki umwambukize virusi. It has been a very big challenge. You disclose to 1 but 10 wanakujua uko positive. So ukiangalia ukipita pale unasikia wanakuambia kaka na meza dawa.
Eric Owili, the coordinator of a community-based organization in Vihiga, emphasizes the importance of creating safe environments in schools through engagement and awareness.
Wakienda boarding school wanakosa kumeza dawa simply because hawajaelimishwa vizuri, and also contributed by the fact that kuna stigma kwa community, kwa mashule. So tunajaribu kuwaweka katika vikundi, especially now at the facility level,
kuwaongelesha, kuelimishana nao.
The National Syndemic Disease Control Council's latest report reveals alarming statistics for Vihiga, with the mother-to-child transmission rate of 11%, well above the national average. Adolescents aged between 15 and 24 are significantly affected, constituting a substantial portion of new infections.
Estimates imeweza kuorodhesha Vihiga County to be among the top 10 counties with the new infection very high. Tunapoangalia tulikuwa na the estimates of 2023 imekuwa ni 284. Pia unapoangalia kwa watoto iko at almost 82% ambayo iko juu, na hiyo 82% pia inachangiwa na wale ambao inatoka kwa mama mother to child transmission, ambayo rate yao in Vihiga County we are at a very high rate at 11% compared to the national one which will be at less than 5%.
Nina and James call for improved psychosocial support and the creation of friendly social spaces to enhance adherence to ARVs.
Ni kwa walimu wa shule. Labda mwanafunzi amekuambia ako positive. Anapokuambia ako positive, wewe kama mwalimu usikuwa unamuita kwa darasa unamwambia wewe unajua uko positive na hujameza dawa, amka ukuje umeze dawa wewe kama mwalimu. Alafu another thing to teachers, matrons wa shule wanafaa kuelewa.
As efforts intensify to curb new infections, the duo advocates for mechanisms in schools and communities to end the stigma associated with HIV. Despite the challenges they face, Nina and James believe that young people have a vital role in the collective endeavor to eliminate HIV infections.
Yeah, wito wangu kwa vijana ni watumia protection because they are meant for us. Wahenga walituambia heri kinga mapema, usipojenga ufa utajenga ukuta. Wazuia kujenga ukuta, wazibe ufa mapema.
Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Thank you, Arnold Adidi, for that. Let's move on now, and Cabinet Secretaries have until the end of December, that is the 31st, 2023, to transition all government services onto the e-Citizen platform. According to a letter by the Secretary to Cabinet, Mercy Wanjau, the CESs are additionally tasked with spearheading awareness campaigns within their respective dockets to promote understanding of e-Citizen and emphasize the importance of compliance. Wanjau, who is the chairperson of the e-Citizen Implementation Committee, stressed the need for sustained focus on this directive. Furthermore, the CSs are mandated to designate pay bill number 22222 as the official government payment platform for all government services. To the world of sports now, and Ishmael Kipkurui clocked 23 minutes, 16.2 seconds to win the inaugural Chepsaita cross-country senior men race in Tarbo, Uasin Gishu County. Now, Kipkurui crossed the finish line ahead of Edwin Bett and Frederick Domangole, who took second and third positions in the race. In the ladies category, Olympian Edna Jebitok triumphed after clocking 26 minutes, 16.7 seconds, beating Cynthia Chepngeno, who came second, and Janeth Chepngetich, who finished at third after clocking a time of 26 minutes, 21 seconds, 26 minutes, 58 seconds, respectively.
Hawa watu ambao unaona wanakimbia wengine wao utagundua hii mbio itategemea kufunza madogo zake kwa shule. Wengine hawana kitu ya kukula. Itawasaidia. Alikuja akiwa free, ataenda na kitu. Na jambo la pili, watafanya bidii ya kubadilisha maisha yao ya kesho. Mwaka huu tumeanza. Mwaka kesho utajionea kivumbi. Kwa sababu tunataka wao watoto wafurahi, waende mbele, waonekane kwamba ni watoto ya baadaye.
Taking them away from deviant behavior like drug abuse, substance abuse, alcoholism. It's a good platform to rid our youth from those activities that get them off the straight and narrow of a good life. But we are also using this platform to send a very clear message that Kenya today has the position of zero tolerance to doping. Absolute zero tolerance to doping.
Nataka kumpongeza gavana wa kaunti hii Bwana Koti Moja kwa sababu ameongoza kipaumbele ya kwamba ako tayari kushikana na serikali kuu kutayarisha vifaa ya mazoezi kutafuta pahali mzuri kama hii. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa tukiwa na majadiliano na gavana tuone vile tunaweza kusaidiana kufanya mpango kabambe kutengeneza hii mahala iwe mahali ya watu kutumia. Nao watoto wana viatu hawa ndio tuko na haja na hawa kwa sababu wakianza mapema namna hii ndio watakuwa kesho yetu na tutatayarisha hapo mbele.
Now, the Kenya national ladies football team, Harambee Starlets, held their final training session ahead of the 2024 Women Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers second leg match against Botswana. The Beldine Odemba-led side will travel to Botswana hoping to register better results after a 1-1 draw against Botswana in the first leg of the match that was at Nyayo Stadium. The two teams will square off on Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Bado tunaweza kulingana na training tumetrain na naweza sema mistake yenye tulifanya hiyo kidogo tumerekebisha, so tuko ready to push.
The preparation has been going on well and of course working from mistakes we made in our previous game in preparation for our return match, and from the look of things we are ready to get good results in Botswana.
Si mechi rahisi lakini si mechi ngumu. It is very much doable. The girls are ready. Tunatoa kwa akili yao the away aspect. Of course it's there, we are going to play away from home, but we are reminding them every time that kwa pitch it's them versus the players they are playing with. They should wash shut down on fans, wash shut down on maybe environment. The girls have trained together. It was also an issue because, like I said in the last press conference, some of them just had a feel of the pitch. They had not trained together. Now they've trained together. We've seen who can blend with who. We've seen who is ready, and yeah, they're prepared. That is all I can say.
And KCB FC has extended its unbeaten run to 3 games after playing to a 1-1 draw against Shabana FC in an FKF Premier League match played at the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay County. Shabana's Brian Mishira broke the deadlock in the 6th minute, capitalizing on a mix-up between KCB left-back Herit Mungai and the goalkeeper Gabriel Andika to slot home the opening goal. KCB's centre-forward Francis Kahiro responded in the 36th minute, skillfully heading home a long ball delivered by centre-half Nahashon Alembi to level the score for the Bankers. Meanwhile, league leaders Posta Rangers registered a second loss of the game after falling to a 1-0 defeat against Nairobi City Stars in a match played at the Kenyatta Stadium, while Ulinzi Stars stand Talanta 3-0. All right, you caught me having a moment there, but it's kawaida. Sawa. So we are due for our very fast commercial break here on TV47 Weekend Edition. Stay with us. We come back with that conversation on singlehood. Our sign language interpreter has been brought on your mind.
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haiishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets to the stocks, we make the complex comprehensible. Join me, Hibak Said, on TV47 Business News for market insights like never before. What's making the headlines? What does it mean to you? How does it affect you? We answer all these questions every Sunday for half an hour on To The Point Show. Hey, I'm Grace Kuriakanja, and a lot has happened this week. Let's dive into it.
The news that matters the most is the one that hits close to home. When disasters strike, we are there to inform you. When the bullets are flying, we tell you who's shooting and why. Reporting on your victories, your health, your money, your security, your past, present, and future. We are interested in telling the stories of creativity, hard work, and resilience that you are known for.
That is our job. This is my job. My name is Victor Muyakane, and it's my honor to bring you this news this way every Thursday night on the home of Untold Stories.
Katika majengo haya, hapa ndipo sheria zinapotungwa na zinapopakuliwa. Nitakuletea viongozi mbalimbali, mirengo mbalimbali, wote kwa pamoja wakipika na kupakua. Tutawapa nafasi kuweza kuangazia changamoto na mafanikio ya ugatuzi katika ukumbi wa siasa kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia saa 1 kamili na kuendelea.
Toka eneo hili la Naivasha kwenye kaunti 032, gatuzi la Nakuru.
Toka kaunti ya Elgeyo Marakwet, kaunti 028.
Nikiripotia runinga ya TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Wajir.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Turukana.
Kwa matukio yote yanayojiri katika kaunti hii 012.
Kutoka kaunti nambari 1, kaunti ya Mombasa.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Lamu.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka Kisii County.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Machakos.
Kutoka kaunti hii ya Trans Nzoia.
Kaunti 038.
Kutoka gatuzi nambari 0.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Time now for Her Say. And like I have said before, our conversation tonight is on singlehood and just the pressures, particularly on women, to get married, regardless of the fact that some of them are okay and comfortable being single, okay? So that's the conversation we're having tonight with my panelists who are already with me in studio. Like you can see, Dr. Jane Kimani, a relationship expert and marriage counselor. Karibu sana. Caroline Masharia, who is an office administrator. Karibu sana, Carol.
Thank you so much.
And of course, Bishop Elizabeth Thuyer of the Delta Christ Revival Embassy. Karibu sana, Bishop.
Thank you.
You know, ladies, I purposed to intentionally kick this off in Swahili tonight.
Okay. We good. Tuko hamna shida lolote.
Exactly, that's the question. Niambie, nieleze zaidi.
Naam. Wajua sasa mimi kama counselor pengine nitapeana
Swahili Dr. Jane Bada.
Naam, mimi hubiri Milele FM.
Wow.
Na Kiswahili, so I try.
You try.
Na unajua mimi ni wale ambao walikaa miaka mingi wakiwa single. Mimi ni msichana wa Gishagi. Najua kule kwetu sisi tumelelewa ni Gishagi. By the time tulikuwa 18 years, those years, unajua mimi niko na miaka, nimesukuma miaka. By the time tulikuwa 20, 21, wasichana wengi walikuwa shaolewa. Sasa hapo unabaki wewe umepitisha 20, ni masomo, ni university. By the time unafikisha 25, watu wanashangaa ni nini wewe. Na unajua hiyo pressure wanga ni mingi sana. Na saa nyingine pressure inatokanga kutoka kwa familia, external family, inakuja ikikukaribia tu. Na wengine kama mimi pengine tulikuwa kwa kanisa, lakini kufikisha over 30 years, that is 32 years. Na ni wale lot ilikuwa inasema I'm waiting on God. Sijui kama tulikuwa very choosy. Miaka ikaenda sielewangi. Lakini sasa tukajipata my friend. Tuko hiyo masaa na sio it's never late. Kwa hivyo najua hizo changamoto nimezipitia pia. Lakini mimi sasa nimeoleka over 20 something years.
Oh.
Yeah, I got married in my 30s.
All right. I shall come back to you. There's a lot you've said that needs a follow-up. We shall come back to that.
No.
Lakini this question is for everyone. Kuna shida ya kuwa single, Carol?
Absolutely not. I'm so happy actually being very single. Yeah, it is coming with a lot of freedom, and I highly appreciate that freedom, and I enjoy myself actually having that freedom. Yeah.
Bishop?
Kuwa single, it's not a sickness.
I like that.
Sio ugonjwa. But kitu nimeona ukiwa single community, kuna ile aspect ama kuna vile wanakubeba ukiwa wewe huna mume. Lakini wewe mwenyewe ukishajiamini, kwa sababu single iko na njia zake tu za kufurahisha mtu. Uko na freedom yako, uko na vitu zako unajifanyia, lakini hata kama uko single, mimi kile kitu nawaambianga watu wale wako single, kuwa na ile kuamini ya kwamba Mungu atakuja kupa mume. Lakini kuna wengine, mimi nimekutana na wengine wamesema me I'm okay. Just being single. Yeah, so kwangu mimi ningependa kusema hivi, nishaolewa. Nilikuwa nimeolewa. Na nikapita ile mapito nilipita, na kama vile naweza sema Mungu akaniambia chochote ambacho nilipitia aliruhusu. Na ndio maana tutaendelea kuongea, nikaandika ile kitabu Marriage is Sweet.
Yes.
So mimi bado niko single na natarajia nitapata mume. Na sina shida na hiyo.
And now we can go back to the Queen's language.
Yes.
Because this is her say.
Yes.
Now, I have so many questions.
Yes.
I have so many questions, Bishop. This was probably going to be one of my last questions.
Yes.
But your book, because you've raised it.
Yes.
The title is Marriage is Sweet.
Yes.
That's a paradox, considering what you've been through. And granted, we haven't even shared with you guys what she has been through, which she will. But marriage is sweet.
The reason why I wrote this book is, so many singles, wale wanakuanga single, wengine walifika mahali mtu akakosa hajifurahi. Ni kama amepitia hiyo rejection. So ikafika mahali mimi, that is 2021, Holy Spirit akaniambia, yale yote uliyopitia, nimepitia uchungu sana na mapito. Ikafika mahali Mungu akaniambia mimi mwenyewe ndiye niliruhusu yale ambao ulipitia. So the negative side of it nikaichukulia kuwa positive. Na hapo mpaka Mungu akanipa maandiko Isaiah 34:16, none shall lack a mate. So instead of kuwa sasa na ile negativity na pain, nikaiachilia, kwa sababu kwa mazuri ama mabaya Mungu ndiye uruhusu yote itendeke. Na ukiwa Mkristo, hapo ndio unaweza, kama ulikuwa umeumia kwa roho, ikifika ni kwa Mungu unaachilia hiyo uchungu. You forgive, you forget and you move on. Sa ilifika iko kiwango kwangu. That is 2021, na ndio maana Mungu akanipatia inspiration. Hata kama sijaingia kwa hiyo marriage, nianze kufunza watu. Kwangu sasa ikakuwa ni funzo to encourage those who are single and tell them no, there's God of a second chance. Because unaweza pata watu wengi wale wako single right now ni wale waliingia kwa shida wakiwa utotoni mwao. tuko na kategoria ya watu wengi sana, na hivyo ndio community haitakangi kuelewa kwa nini mtu alikuwa ako single na ni nini ilitendeka kwake. Wengine ni mtu akiwa mdogo hajui mambo ya marriage, ukajikuta umekutana na mtu ambao we huko umelewa mambo ya marriage, ukajikuta umekuwa pamoja na umepata mtoto.
Right.
Unanielewa? So kwa hicho sasa hiyo hari watu wengi community haitakangi kujua mtu alipata mtoto, walishikana labda na kijana mdogo akapata mimba, wengine hata wakiwa shule, wengine kuolewa ama kupatana na sometimes ukiwa mdogo umepatana na kijana umepata mtoto kwa kuwa wewe huko umejitayarisha ama huko mature enough ya kuingia kwa harusi. Hiyo ni kitu ingine ambayo imetuma watu wengi sana wawe single na wapate watoto. Na kitu jambo ningependa kuelekeza wale wanaoniangalia ama those who are watching us online ni hivi, na ndio ningependa hata community iweze understand those people who are single so that they don't look like they are rejected, they are immoral kwa sababu mtu alipata mtoto kwa njia yoyote ile. Wawe accepted. Na wewe naye mwenye ulipata mtoto, labda ukiwa shule, labda ukakutana na kijana akakudanganya without being mature, na ndio maana unakuta marriages mingi, mimi nasemanga zingine haikuwa marriage, ni ile utotoni, huko umeelewa vile unafanya na ukajikuta umeingia kwa shida. So hao watu, they should be given another chance. Unanielewa? They should be given another chance ndio waweze kujikubali, kanisa nayo iwakubali na community iwakubali, appreciate them, ndio waweze kukubalika kwa community, ndio watu waache kuonekana hata mtu akiwa kanisani ama kwa community aache kuonekana yeye ni kama kuna word mbaya na sitaki kuitumia na nitaitaja ni kama yeye ni malaya. Unanielewa? Hiyo jambo imekuwa kwa watu wale wako single. Kwa hivyo mimi niko hapa nikiwa happily the way I am as single person, though I know that I'll get married because of the ministry that God has given me. So to me, ingine unaweza kuwa ni kama tunaitanga sisi kwa kuhubiri kama attack, lakini ile kitu naweza sema be single and be happy.
Be single, be happy. None shall lack a mate.
None shall lack a mate.
And again, there's so much you said that I'll get back to, because there was a recent survey by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics which showed that the number of registered births by single mothers in Kenya has increased significantly, which is what Bishop here was saying. Carol, I want to come to you and I want us to get to know your story. I want our viewers to understand why we have you on set tonight.
Thank you so much, Grace. I'm humbled to actually be here. And let me just tell my simple story. I am a simple girl, Caroline, as she has said. And I'm in the corporate world. And I'm 28 years old, still single, and I've gone through it most part of my 20s, still getting to my 30s. I'm not yet there, so the pressure is a bit less on my side. And so basically, I've been like single for the past 6 years, and because my last relationship was in 2017, and ever since I joined the corporate world, which is also coming with its own challenges, I've not been able to actually date from there. So mainly that is all that I've gone through in regards to this singlehood season, because mainly I've been focusing on myself. Yes.
And I'm actually surprised that you said the pressure is less. I expected it to be the other way around.
When it comes to the age of, like when you hit 30, there's that mark that when you hit 30, now it becomes a whole other cup. It just overflows. Because right now the pressure is still there. Don't get me wrong, the pressure is there. But now I'm able to actually understand them. So I'm trying to also work on myself to actually be able to actually find a partner as well.
What do you mean by work on yourself?
In the single era, you end up knowing yourself more. So it also becomes a bit harder to actually get a mate. So you just take time to grow your inner self, which is mentally, spiritually, and yeah, also emotionally as well, so that you can be able to be stable even for the relationship that you're actually planning for. Yeah.
And I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you on the spot, but Polly, relax. I mean, to not get you, yeah?
Yes.
Just a conversation.
Yeah.
So this pressure that you're talking about,
yes,
which umesema iko, where does it come from? Where is it coming from? Is it from family? Is it from friends, society, yourself, colleagues? I don't know. Where is it coming from? From
everyone. You can even meet with a child and you just end up being called auntie, only because it might, like in the society, it is preferred that at my age, I'm supposed to be married and actually be an official auntie. So like, so yeah, it becomes a challenge.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Thank you. So mainly like the society mainly also brings the pressure whereby you have relatives, of course, that auntie that you always have, always reminding you, when are you bringing someone home? So we also have that pressure because our young ones, like those who are like 22, 23, 24, they're actually starting to get married. So pressure is being added on us. So, wow, it is a bit challenging. Also, when you're in the corporate world, while you're still working, you have like clients who think you are actually married. So they usually feel like you're not able to relate with them on a personal level when you're handling their issues. But I do understand some issues, and I hope that I understand them better also as I'm attending to them as well. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Jane, she's talking of that pressure that is set by society, and what I'm looking for is actually standards. Who set these standards? Who said that it's a must for a woman to get married? Who said that at this age, actually nowadays it's not even 30, it's 25. If you've got 25, the questions, people start asking, who set those standards?
I want to believe every standard has its own culture, its system, and its social systems. So within these systems, you find there are people who expect a girl in this culture and tradition, by the time she's at this age, it's a norm and expectation. And for us as Africans, we cannot rule out the fact that we are products of the culture, we are a product of the community. And unlike the Western world, where somebody will become your own woman, decide as your own woman, we've got your aunties who are part of your system. You'll not ignore them. The great-grandmother who is insisting I'll not die until you name me, and may she live long. And that pressure now trickles down to your mother, your sisters, and the chamas. And I said we are a product of an ecosystem. And so being part of that system, there is somebody who will always want to put pressure. And the first question, and I believe there's a space that every single lady should be given. Don't be asked some questions. When are you getting married? Unamleta lini? There are some questions that I actually feel are rather very intrusive.
I agree.
Yeah, it may be that these are culture, but if somebody has not brought somebody, it's because there's nobody to bring. You get my point? That is as is. So why should you insist on a lady, unamleta lini, tunakula pilau lini? You've been eating it all your life. So this is not the first pilau you're going to have. You get my point? And I know there is the joy and the excitement of marriage and what have you. But I think that intrusion into somebody's privacy is one that gives them the pressure to become, and at times to land into relationships they are not quite prepared for, and to land into situations that they are not well nurtured for, and you discover a lot of people are not taking even time for courtship. Because by the time you meet this young man, perhaps in your mind you needed to have like 2 years, 3 years, let's have time, let me know you better, let me understand who you are. But the first great auntie who sees you together in a relative's wedding by default will spread it. And now pressure comes in. And I've sat with people who have told me, what? I got into this because I felt I had too many people to please, but I never pleased myself. And that's why I tell a lady, In any time, season of pressure, don't lose two people. Number one, don't lose yourself. And number two, don't lose your values, your goals, and your aspirations. Whoever and whatever your aspirations are, and your goals, don't. And at the third one, I tell them, don't lose divinity. Talking now as a counselor cutting across religions. So I look at it from that perspective. Keep God, of course, to steer your life. And a lot of people are giving into pressure. Other times, they look at their friends. And this is the effect that some of them have. There is unmotivated pressure. You're unmotivated. You've watched a relationship show, and you think, hey, my color scheme should be orange and purple. My color scheme. And so the first guy who takes you out, and you know, for guys, to tell you, let's go have a cup of coffee, could just be, let's go have a cup of coffee. Just a cup of coffee. But by the time a lady is done taking the cup of coffee, you're already imagining him with his wedding suit, and you're already planning. You know why? There's there's internal pressure, where your friends now, outside now the large ecosystem, now within your friends, so-and-so did a wedding, and you know, all of us, especially ladies, we get excited by events, we get excited by color, we get excited by the entire program and the emotions, and you're thinking, will somebody shed a tear? And so we put ourselves into their shoes. Suddenly you want to get married like yesterday. And so they go for a wedding hoping to meet a Mr. Right. And at that point, if that's your motivation, any man who comes around that system of time, you're expecting to get married, and you want to get married. And so I think that's also a very big pressure among the ladies themselves. So I would say it is from outside, it is from within our own expectations. My mind knew by the time I'm 25, I'll be married. So by the time you're 24, anyone who says, you say, I do. They've not even finished the sentence. You know, like, I do.
You know, there's this meme, you reminded me of some guy who gets on his knees. He's about to tie his shoes, but the chick thinks, you know, he's proposing. So she's like, I do, but ni kiatu anafunga. Ni kiatu tu. Yeah, you know, because in her mind, she knew, I wanted to get married by next year. Exactly. And now here, you're about to propose. You get what I'm saying? That's intra pressure. The pressure is intra. It's within you. Nobody gives it to you. Your hopes, your dreams, and expectations give you the pressure. Right, right. Yeah. But that age of 25, because, you know, even me, actually, I don't know if... No, I'm allowed. You know, I also wanted to get married at 25. You know, like, I knew at 25, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Got married, yeah, but way later, after 25. But I don't know why there's that much pressure on 25. Let's move on, Doc. Still on that pressure, why is there so much pressure on women and not men? According to me, in my own opinion, the pressure is largely on the women, not the men, to get married.
Do you know there's a mindset that women get old and will, quote unquote, expire your time of giving birth. So that kind of quote unquote, the word expire, of course, is what I may call an author's license. You expire your time of giving birth. You never expire your time of giving birth. And so the society has this norm of, bring up your children when you're still young. For some of us, when the 20s were over, and we got to 30s, and we were still single, we're thinking, guys, when are we expiring? You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell somebody who is listening, you don't expire. No, you refire. You get what I'm saying?
I like
you refire.
I like that.
Yeah. Now I'm 55. Sister. And 55 and very well refired.
You get 55.
Yeah, I'm 55. My last born is second year in the university.
You don't look like
And you see what? By the age of 28, one gentleman came and told me at home, this is the pressure you get. It's in front of my dad. Jane, you know there's a cock that as it grows old, it gets a kernel of salt. I don't know whatever it is. And it lays me, I don't know whether it's a myth. And he told me, you know, Jane, utatoa kucha kama jogoo. Umekaa sana. And I was thinking, I will bash you. You know, he told me this. So you get the kind of a pressure. And now my dad was looking with the eyes of pity and truth. So I could see.
Wow.
But what am I saying? I wish parents would give her, and my dad never had a problem with us being in his house forever. But I wish the parents, I wish the close friends would stop giving you pressure, especially when there is nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When there is nobody.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me I'm taking long. To get married to who? You get my point. And that's why so many people end up with somebody, then they later realize, by the way, what's your second name? Because, you know what, I needed to get married. The pressure, the words. And I want to say, when the age comes and somebody begins to feel like the clock, you know this word, the clock is ticking, we need to delete it from our minds. The clock will not tick. Go and ask Sarah of Abraham.
Oh, yeah.
At the age of 90, she was still good. Very beautiful.
There's that 70-year-old woman in Uganda.
Yes, I saw
yes,
that.
got twins.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm really seriously thinking about her. and the father of the twins left. But glory to God for her. You
I wanted to ask if Dr. Julius should thank me for Okay, we're due for a break. What is it?
I hear you.
You do? We're due for a break, but Bishop, I want to come to you, and then I'll get back to you after we take this break.
Right.
Or are we due for one right now, Kevin? Okay, all right. I'll come back with you, Bishop. So we need to take that break. Stay with us. Such a lovely, fun, insightful conversation we're having tonight here on Her Say. I'm sure you have been enlightened thus far, okay? And it shall continue after this short break. So let's take that break. Stay with us.
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni, hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets to the stocks, we make the complex comprehensible. Join me, Hibak Said, on TV47 Business News for market insights like never before.
What's making the headlines? What does it mean to you? How does it affect you? We answer all these questions every Sunday for half an hour on To The Point Show. Hey, I'm Grace Kuriakanja, and a lot has happened this week. Let's dive into it.
The news that matters the most is the one that hits close to home. When disaster strikes.
Right, thank you so much for staying with us. In case you're just joining us, we're continuing with the conversation we've been having on Her Say on singlehood with my guest, Bishop Elizabeth Thoya of the Delta Christ Revival Embassy, Caroline Masharia, an office administrator, and Dr. Jane Kimani, a relationship expert and marriage counselor. If you just joined us, you've missed, quite a lot. Actually, you have. But okay, welcome on board. Let's carry on with this conversation, okay? Bishop, I promised to get back with you, and I'm keeping my promise.
Yes.
And I want us to still talk about that pressure. And for you, I imagine it would be different as a bishop, as a religious leader, and everybody out there saying that a bishop should be like this. If it's a man, they should have a wife, they should have children. Most definitely the same for a woman. They should have a husband, and then, of course, the children. I mean, Are you experiencing such kind of a pressure as a bishop?
Too much.
Too much.
Too much. More so coming from the religious sector. But what I keep on actually telling them, I have been there, and I cannot, at this age, make another mistake. I know what is right and wrong. Yeah. Some decisions that you make, sometimes you make them when you are not mature per se. But it gets a point whereby you know what you want in life. And whenever, not that I don't get proposals there, right, left, center.
Tell us about it.
I cannot lack a mate, personally.
If you want it.
If it's just to make a choice, I'll have them around. You understand? Even at my age, I'm 40, I'm turning 41 next year. But the pressure from all over, including because I'm known by everybody. So there have been that pressure. But I decided to no. Since I'm not naive, I'm not like her. At least she can have all kind of, and thank God that you're here. And please take your time.
Thank you.
As Dr. Jane have said, take your good time, make a good decision. Don't make mistakes that we made. So I would say this, let the community not give people pressure. Let nobody give you pressure at all, at all. Okay, the pressure comes, especially when you don't have a baby. You see, like us who have kid, by the end of the day, the pressure reduces. Hata kama unapatiwa pressure na anybody, by the end of the day, you relax. Kama vile amesema, the pressure comes when you have not gotten a child. And the age is time, creaking.
Oh, we should get rid of that. You said
yes. The community does not give you a break. She can say it, but believe you me, the aunties, the uncles, the relatives, I'm telling you, the pressure is too much. And as far as you want to do away with it, whenever you meet with them, they will tell you, please, ukumbuke kutuletea mtu, tunataka mtoto. Unaona? But my advice to them is this, and to the young people, I want to say more so to those who have not gotten kids, do not allow anybody to give you pressure, because that kind of pressure is the one that makes you to make wrong choices. You end up with a man who you are not actually compatible, and you make the wrong choice. That actually make you now to just get a baby, but you're not compatible, and end up to break. You end up breaking from that marriage. And that's the reason why we have so many divorces. We can try to say divorce is not good as according to the word of God, but one thing which I should let people there out know, more so the young people, the teenagers who get into actually relationship, and they get indulge themselves into funny things, and whereby you find yourself, you even got a baby and you are not ready for the marriage. I would like to tell them this, take your time. Those who are teenager, you have somebody who can tell you, please wait, give yourself time, don't rush. Hii kukimbia mnakimbia mkiwa university, mchezo hiyo unapata mtoto then unajikuta single. Please take your good time. Pray. Stay a righteous life. Even as we are single, we are waiting upon God. We are not there and here. Wait upon God. Abstain. Gojea Mungu akupatie mume wako. Unanielewa? Kuliko you indulge yourself into funny things, na una end up regretting. Hii ya shule, hii ya form 4 na hii ya university, hiyo mimi siwezi sema inakuanga marriage. Mtu akuangi amekoma. Ni ile kuna kitu inakusukuma, wewe ndio ufanye zile mambo unafanya. Na hivyo ndio unakuta most of the people, the young people, the teenager, those who are university, they are getting, at least for university ni wazuri because at least they are mature a bit. But you find that pressure from people, so forth and so forth, unakuta, that is what is causing so many people to be single. Na wengine sio kupenda kwao.
Right.
So
Bishop, you're talking about pressure to get children, and it just reminded me of someone who, Juicy too, was it on Wednesday? I met him at a certain hotel, and then he's like, he knows I got married. And he's like, how is life? How is marriage life? But you're not giving us any sign. I'm like, dude, I mean, why the pressure, you know? So like you're saying, Bishop, the pressure is real. Now, I'll come back to you, but I want you to react to something that Bishop told you when she was talking about don't rush, don't make mistakes. She was actually speaking to you directly.
Yes.
React to that.
Thank you. I love everything that Bishop has said because mainly, even you have said, even in that you are actually a bit mature in campus, I bet to differ. Because in campus, I think I did not know myself as much as I do now because you are still developing.
True.
So you get to a point whereby right now you are able to actually know what you actually want rather than when you are in campus. So mainly like...
It's okay. It's okay. Just
sorry.
Should I give you a second?
Yes, please.
Process your thoughts?
Yes.
You ready now? We can go back to Bishop, then come back to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, Bishop, there's something you have said, waiting on God.
Yes.
Abstaining.
Yes.
And I was waiting for past 10 o'clock. It's 10:08 p.m. because right now is the watershed hour to ask this question. And Simon, my producer, told me to ask this, but I had it already, okay? I mean, how do you abstain? How do you abstain? That's the word, you know, especially for someone like you who, you know, was married.
Yes.
And you are used to, you know what I'm asking. Yeah? It's like there's so much tension. But let me just ask it like that. I know you understand what I'm asking.
Yes.
How do you abstain?
First and foremost, I would say this. For a person who does not understand the word of God, it becomes very tricky. Because Galatians, is it 5:16-24, it says that we walk in the Spirit. And when you walk in the Spirit, there are things that you don't do. But when you're not walking in the Spirit, that is when you are not saved and delivered, you cannot be able to crucify the rust of your flesh. So if you're not deep in God, if you don't understand the word of God, it becomes very difficult for you to abstain. But when you have God in you, it's very easy to crucify the desires of the rust of the flesh. You understand? So I've waited upon God, I think, for the past 8 years. Yes.
8 years.
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
And it doesn't.
Disrespectful. You're a bishop.
Yes.
I respect you. But 8 years.
Yes, down the line.
Nothing.
From my last, yes. And it doesn't bother me. And I think I'm too busy. I'm too busy I'm too busy and extremely busy. And it's a decision. In fact, it's a decision that you make. And you wait. Yes.
You wait. Do you wait, Carol?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Grace.
Okay, fine. Actually, it's a legit question because you know, you're young. You're 28.
Yes.
There are obviously some guys out there who, you know,
many.
Everywhere.
There are many. They are out there.
Many.
So many, yeah.
How do you wait? How do you abstain?
Mainly it's by God's grace, to be honest, because it is not easy. It also helps when you are spiritual. So when you take your time with God, it helps you actually to be able to say no when you need to actually say no. And also just come back to yourself and also remind yourself why you're actually waiting and also the promises of God when you're waiting. Yes.
What's the wait for?
You know, I say something because we've also had people in churches who have been waiting and then suddenly after the 9 months you discover they were waiting for something else. Now, you know, it's good to be very realistic.
They were waiting for something else.
Very good to be very realistic. And I know there are those who decide, I want to keep the way of purity, and I know it works. On the other hand, there are people who along the path trip. And I'd also want to talk to those ones who I would wish they didn't trip. I'm also a pastor. But at times, realistically, you find this condor is growing fatter in some areas. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder, yeah, we're waiting upon the Lord. Again, like what happened. And that a group of people also want to let know, because a lot of them, Grace, let me be honest with you, now as a professional, they're ending up in abortions. Do you know there's a lot of abortion happening?
So much.
Even among people who are religious. There's a lot of abortion. Why? Because you want to keep the image of I waited. And for me, I teach people to wait. I teach people, number one, keep the right company. Because if you're waiting, then you've got to be having the right company that discusses things that will add value. If you have having WhatsApp groups that are interchanging pornography, let's be very real. The people around you, their talk is not in order. It will be just a matter of time before you just find yourself absorbed. You know, there's power of companionship. And so I usually tell people, if you want to wait, effectively, number one, take care of your company. Number two, your literature. Number three, your spare time. Because as much as you, and especially at this age, they've got some money. You get it? So at her spare time, she can choose to do what she wants to do. And I tell people, why did God give us recreation, hobbies, and some things we desire to do? There are people like hiking, because it consumes that positive energy. So by the time you're going home and you've got good books, you've got good company that does not consume the wrong things, it will help you to have an accountability group. Accountability in waiting is very important, because at least I know I'm not alone. We're not two, we're not three. And so we are able to push this together and successfully across the line. But what happens to these girls, because I've had cases where mothers have insisted their daughters need to do an abortion because they're embarrassing me. She's not married and I'm a church goer. Let's be very real. So a lot of those girls have been taken for abortion. And I've told the mothers, we all pray. I've got a big daughter. We all pray for their greatest success. But in case there be a lady that's going through that right now, there is nothing more important than the mother standing up with her and the father. And I usually tell those girls who botched, perhaps even in high school, and they got babies in high school, would not wish for that. But it is there, they are there, true or not true, in campus, before, after. And now they found themselves single, and not that they even had a beautiful relationship with the father. And some of them have got a problem when the child becomes of age and wants to know who is my daddy. And perhaps the parents have even ostracized this girl. I want to tell the parents, love this girl. And the first person to give love to this girl is yourself.
That's true.
Let the girl know, I can smile again. I can dream again. I'm not defined by my yesterday. I'm not defined by the mistakes of yesterday. I am not defined by what people think about me. I'm defined by who now I come to believe I am. And you know, when this girl gets a reality check, because at times, either life will give you a reality check, or itakubidi tu, ujite tu kamushamanio. And you ask yourself, my friend, naelekea wapi? Huyu na huyu na huyu, none of them is marrying me. And you know what I tell them? And let me be real. Let me face it as it is. Wasichana mkifungua duka hautaolewa. You know, most of them think the more they open shop.
Mic testing.
No, let me tell you, and I want to tell girls, don't allow yourself to be test-driven. Where's your gari? Ama mandizi. Tunajua mandizi tulikuwa na finya ujue kama imeiva. Na kwanza mangoes, unafinya kujua kama iko ready. Usifinya ujulikana kama uko ready. No, it's past time.
Yes, they are.
You know, we've got to be realistic. We've got to be realistic. Most girls have a myth that tells them that if I say no to this boy who wants to sleep around, and you know, the young men have got away, oh, you really don't love me, I can see. Then suddenly he begins to text your best friend. It's a psychological, tell him to go. Actually, tembea. Now tembea na Yesu. Let me tell you the truth. These guys will test you and waste you. The minute you say no, and I'm telling this to girls across, it doesn't matter your religion. For me now as a counselor, it doesn't matter your religion or your affiliation. Even if you say you've got no religion, at the end of the day, keep to yourself. Everybody looks for mystery. And I will insist on this, and listen very well. Even when you package yourself, wrap yourself in a way that makes you mysterious. Don't overexpose. What will this man marry you for? They saw. You're walking, you're dancing like this. Kadres kanakuja mpaka mgongo. And he's not the only live audience. And then you see they're hoping to get married to who? Wrap yourself in a way that somebody wants to unwrap the package. That is dignity and that is honor. And I tell ladies, I don't know where you've come from, but you can start your journey today. Single lady, you can start your journey of dignity today. Go and add a bit of material. Unajua zingine fabric iliisha, kakabaki hapa. At least ifike hapa. Mimi sisemi zifike huku. At least, you get what I'm saying? Something that a man will say, what is wrapped in this? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes. So we've got to carry back our dignity and honor back to the girls. We are not going to ostracize them. We are not going to hate them. We will not judge them. They are looking for mentors who can walk with them and tell them, you know what? You made 5 mistakes. You have 5 children, but you can still smile again. I've got a very big fellowship called The Beloved. The Beloved is a fellowship of both men and women who are single. And we meet every 3 months. They come from all over the country. And I've witnessed women who have 3, 4 children getting married.
Wow.
Yes, because you know what? Number one, forgive you.
Yes.
Because a lot of girls are walking with unforgiveness, not even to their partner, but to themselves. If I didn't do this, ningesoma, ningekuwa pahali, let's agree we start life where you are. You know, there's always a beginning point. Start at where you are, forgive you, love you, wrap yourself well, and then give yourself value. So you know what? I'm a virgin with 5 children.
Oh, yeah.
I decided to go secondary.
Amen.
Even tertiary.
Dr. Jane, you're too much. As it
Go to tertiary, yes. Tertiary virginity.
Carol, I want you to react to this. Bare knuckles.
Wow.
Never too late.
And love yourself.
Love
Rhoda, do you want
package yourself?
The reaction, even it's hot in here. Carol.
Yeah. Love yourself.
Thank you.
Package yourself.
Yes, indeed. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you. So she has made so many points. I'm even lacking ways to actually pinpoint. And she has made very important ones.
The girl child.
Yes.
She was telling us as girls that it's okay if there are mistakes that we have made.
Yeah.
I mean, Inuka, dust yourself.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Soldier on.
Indeed, and that is so good and a very good advice. Thank you so much also to the generation that is coming up. Dust yourself, wake up. For those who have not been able to walk the right walk, actually you can grow as you proceed to maintain the walk. And it's not a sin to actually prepare yourself better. It is not. You are going to be accepted as you are. Just love yourself, accept yourself. Mistakes are made. Always just ask for forgiveness and ask God to help you in this walk as well. Yes.
I want to throw a hot one to
right.
you, because you did say that you're intentional on getting a compatible partner.
Indeed.
So what kind of a man are you looking for?
Ooh. top priority of in my list.
You should see her reaction.
Wow.
Listening.
We're all
watching
listening.
this space.
She might get one.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. And if she doesn't have, I'll get you one.
Wow.
Natafutiaga watu.
God has his ways. Thank you.
Amen.
So mainly my top list, God-fearing. Because I don't believe I can be praying in the house and somebody is getting upset with me actually praying. So if you are God-fearing and you are actually having that walk, because you can be, yes, a Christian, because most Kenyans, if I may say so, say they are Christians, but don't actually just go on that walk with God. And sometimes it becomes challenging on us who are single to actually know who exactly is born again and who is not. So it has become a challenge a bit. And There is the girl version, financially stable man. Yeah. And of course, you want to be provided for as ladies. What tunasema, like baby girl treatment.
Oh, yeah.
We always love that.
Soft life.
Yeah.
So she's not like you.
Yeah.
Wako siku hizi.
If you talk, amen.
Amen.
Wako siku hizi.
I'm glad it wasn't tall, dark, handsome.
No. By the way, I don't go for like a lot in regards to looks, by the way. I don't.
Yeah.
But as long as your walk is straight, you're able to actually take care of a family, able to take care of yourself as well. Also somebody who can express their emotional self, because not most men can actually express themselves. Yeah. It has become a bit challenging for the era we are in. People are having issues and they feel like they want to manipulate you. So it becomes an issue to also actually be able to know who is true, who is not, right. Who has understood themselves, who has not. So majorly, those are my key points. Of course, the other ones are not that major, but I thank God. How about you, Bishop?
In matters concerning what I want?
No. Yes, that.
I think I know. I do know what I want. As she has stated, a God-fearing, and also as well stable, and somebody who can be able to take care of himself first, and take care of family. And not just God-fearing, people who, you get those even who are God-fearing and they are in marriage and they are doing one thing which I hate personally, and I will say this, is those people who are saved, but when it comes even actually, they don't respect the values of marriage. Whenever you get married to them and then they can still, they walk in infidelity. They live an righteous life. Yes, they are married, but they don't respect the values of marriage. They don't want to obey the word of God that is walking in. The word of God says and talks about keep the marriage bed holy. But we have so many marriages, even actually so many relationships, whereby people are indulging in all kinds of things. You'll get married today and then a man is walking out of, he's still in that marriage and you want to have girls all around, defiling the marriage bed. So for me, that one agitates me, and personally, I don't like it, and I won't entertain. I normally say it like an open book, that I'm better off just the way I am, rather than, there are people who entertain getting married as second wife, or wanaolewa wakiwa wawili watatu. Me personally, where I am, no. You come to my life, then you go to obey the word of God. You go to keep the marriage bed holy. Right. If not, tembea, enda zako. That is the reason why we have many who are surrounding and they want you, but I'm looking on somebody who have gotten to where I am, maturity with God. Because there's maturity with God. There's so many mistakes you make when you're still young. But I praise where I am right now because of the work of God. Another reason why I told you that from the time God spoke to me and told me to restore families, I've been counseling with those people who are single and who have gone through what I've gone through. And at the same time, out of what I went through, we've already gotten like five good marriages. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And until now, we have that group where people are mingling on WhatsApp. Connect. Christian Connect, Kenya Christian Singles Connect, and encouraging those who are still having like 3 children, 2 children, and telling them, no, there's a God of a second chance. A none shall lack a mate. Hata ukiwa 50 utapata mtu wako. Unanielewa? So we try to connect them internationally and locally. And I tend to believe even this one, out of this program, tutawaunganisha. Mimi nasemanga tunawaunganisha. Kwanza unapatana na mtu wewe unamfanya interview. You have the discerning spirit in you. Unamfanya interview, unaona huyu mtawezana. Kama muwezani anasonga. Unasema God, none shall lack a mate, Isaiah 34:16. Kabisa. Na tikitoka hapa nitawapatia namba. but with terms and condition, because we try to block those who are not serious. Sababu nao vile daktari amesema they like mic testing. Anachukua huyu, anatest. And then we have a problem before even we wind up on this. I have a problem with men. Yeah. Whenever you're in a relationship, anataka first kwanza kukutest. It's really making so many ladies, even those who are God-fearing daktari, anataka kwanza kukuonja. Acha nitumie hiyo. Wanaume wetu tafadhali, ati kuonja kwanza. Unaonja nini hujaonja? I mean, it's becoming unbearable. And then anaonja huyu, make so many girls are so hurt, you know, by these so-called good men and good husband. In that reputation of anachukua huyu, anakuja kwanza mumeenda amekupeleka pale peak. Then anakuja unaona ni kama hii tulikuwa karibu. Kwanza wengine wanaangukianga hapo. Hii ni marriage kabisa. Unafika hapo tunakuta wengine karibu hata waanze kupanga, amepeleka mpaka kwa wazazi. Then all of a sudden ana insist mimi siwezi peleka gari bila testing. And that's the reason why you're finding so many singles who are so hurt, so broken hearted and so forth and so forth. So nikipenda kusema hivi kwa wanadada ambao wananiangalia, wait upon God. Amen. Na hata nikuambie kitu moja, wanaume, mwanaume ukimkataza kufungua vile daktari hapa alikuwa anasema, ukikataa kuonjwa na kuonjwa, huyo mwanaume atakutafuta 24 hours. Na eventually even men themselves, the more you yourself, you package yourself, you respect yourself, you carry yourself with dignity, that is how you still, hata Mungu anaonanga huyu amekaa na njia zangu, na atakupa the right man. So let's women actually, let us wait upon God. Na Mungu atatupatia.
Okay, unajua nakukata kwa sababu narudi kwako tu sasa hivi. Something Doc here mentioned on forgiveness.
Yes.
And you forgave.
Yes.
Yeah. What did it take to forgive? How important is it? Even for, because actually what I know is we forgive for us. I forgive for me, not for the person that I'm forgiving. How important is it?
It took God, as I told you, whispering to me and telling me, no, whatever happened, I allowed it. Do you know, I just decided, okay, it's something that Mungu mwenyewe alinisaidia kuforgive. I forgive, I forget. Hata sikumbukange hata kuna mahali I was once upon a time at. You understand? And you start now thanking God for the children God has given you. You start seeing the positive, let me use that word, the positive side of it, not you regretting, why did it happen? And the unforgiveness actually ndio inatumata watu wengi wasipate mtu. So I was able to forgive and to press on and to encourage others, even when I've not yet gotten there. It is called faith. Faith is believing something you have not yet seen. So when you start now becoming positive. That is how even you welcome others. You'll even get married easier. Because when you have that unforgiveness from the inner you, the bitterness, hiyo ndio inatumaga hata inafukuza. Mi spiritually nsemanga inafukuza hata wanaume ndio. Mimi saa hii sina shida ya kutafutwa, niko na wengi wananitafuta, so it's just a matter of time. God gives me the right direction on which direction I can take. Then wamama, package yourself. Oga. Ngara, tafuta kitu ya kufanya, wacha kugojea mwanaume yule atakuja ndiye aanze kukufanyia kila kitu.
Okay, so we are completely out of time. I need to get your closing remarks. Doc, I'll start with you. And I'm reminded of something that we were talking about earlier when, you know, I called to tell you we're having this conversation. The extent that some women go to not be single. Some encounter brokenness. Some have even attempted suicide. There's something you mentioned, some wanting to even kill their children just to not be single as part of your closing remarks. Doc.
Especially depression. I want to say a lot of young people, are going through depression because they feel perhaps things have not worked out their way. And I want to tell that young person, it is never too late. You need to grow to have a possibility mentality. The possibility mentality that you will still make it at the fullness of time. it will be all beautiful. And I know there are a lot of people who gave up on life. They gave up on marriage. Some of them gave up because they saw their parents' marriages and they thought the chaos, the wars, the hate, the bitterness, I do not want to reflect it. There is still hope. You can make it and you will make it. Another thing, don't live under anybody's pressure. No, no, no. Live at your own pleasure. And when you get the right man, it will be at that right time. All you need to do is to be available at the right places. If you want a man from the bar, utaenda kwa bar. Lakini ukitaka mwanamume mzuri, unajua pahali ya kumtoa. Enda maarusi, enda rashio, enda kanisa, enda wherever. At least you'll get better people, my friend. Go for job interviews and go smiling. And you know, the most beautiful thing to package on you, and don't smile at every man like this. No, 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 no. When you see somebody's prospective, give a smile of sorts, but don't show it. You get what I'm saying? And then package yourself, dress well, smell nice, smell nice. Remember, perfume, especially when it's hot. Easy to survive for too long. Dress very good. Make sure your hair is clean. I'm telling you, young girl, then don't talk like you're carrying the world.
Put makeup. Love yourself.
Chin up. And a smile. Confidence is the greatest beauty on earth. Be confident. Your time will come.
Oh, Lord. I like that. I like that. I like that, Doc. Carol, your closing remarks. You talk to, people who are the same age as you and are having this pressure.
Yeah, so I've realized actually many people associate marriage with happiness. So what I'd like to advise my single members, it's like a community. It has become a community of so many single people around. So like, I just encourage them, find happiness inside yourself. Make yourself happy first before making another person make you happy, because you're also putting pressure on the other person. As long as you have happiness inside you, everything else will work out. And always remember, being single is not a sin. You are still loved as you are, and you are complete as you are. Thank you.
Bishop, you get the last say. And in my research, I came across something really interesting. It was an article, and the title was "Lonely at the Top: Challenges Faced by Corporate Women." Their words, not mine. There are single women and there are rich single women. Yeah. So I want you to tie this somewhere in your closing remarks. In a minute, please, Bishop. 1 minute.
Rich single women. Na hawa wanaogopa na wanaume, by the way. Yes. Would say this for those rich single women. Try to balance. Even if you are rich, try to balance so that you don't miss the right man. Because what happens is so many men, they normally look at those who are rich women like they are not submissive, like they cannot be good wives. No, they can. We saw the rich Queen Elizabeth. She was very submissive to the husband. So that narrative of those women who have money, na wao wanaume wako na narrative ingine that actually na wewe ukiolewa ujue wewe utakuwa ni wewe sasa ni kama bibi. Is that narrative. So I would say for those who are single, rich women, accept the man the way you are. Because kuna age inafikanga, wacha nikwambie. We said we are not going to talk about age. But a time comes whereby you, with your money, with your everything, it won't give you. There's that gap ambao Mungu mwenyewe aliumba ya mwanaume that cannot be replaced with money, that cannot be replaced with the cars that you have and all that. So when God gives you that chance to meet that man who can love you and embrace you how you are, na usipate wale nao gold diggers siku hizi, hata si wa mama gold diggers tumekuwa mpaka, that's a topic for another day. So embrace that person and don't look at the looks of you want this and this. If you're rich, get a good man who is hardworking, industrious, na unaona huyu mnaweza pelekana. Yes, that's my remark for those rich single. Now single wengine now, none shall lack a mate. Don't get desperate. Keep waiting on God. na nimesema mimi ukiniruhusu nitawapatia namba, but we have terms and condition, niwaweke kwa hiyo group. Ukiangukia, sababu sio wengi, ukiangukia kwa hiyo group upate mtu anakutaka, well and good.
Right. Labda unaweza waambia tu group ni gani, from there watajua.
Kwa WhatsApp, unfortunately it's a WhatsApp. Okay, we have it on Facebook.
Kevin, are we allowed to do this?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Oh,
are we allowed to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He says yes.
Oh, great.
Kevin, where? He says
wow, well and good. We have that group on WhatsApp, although we also have it on Facebook. You can check it on Facebook, Kenya Christian Singles Connect on Facebook. And the number, I'm going to share the number. That is, they are going actually to contact me directly, though I'm normally very busy, or I can give for my P. I'll give two numbers, 0721 806691. I'll repeat it, 0721 806691. And the second number is 0748 707 544. 0748 707 544. It is with terms and condition. We normally do it. There's a registration to avoid those people who are jokers.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right.
It was wow. Indeed.
Yeah, I agree.
A nice one.
Thank you, ladies. Thank
Yeah.
you. And of course, Wakiku contact, you'll tell them all those
I'll
times.
definitely,
right?
yes.
But we can agree that it's okay to be single. Yeah, it's fine, and you can be happy single.
Yes.
Very happy your siku. Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you too.
I'm Bishop Elizabeth Thoya of the Delta Christ Revival Embassy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Caroline Macharia, Office Administrator. Thank you so much. And of course, Dr. Jane Kimani, who has made us laugh tonight, relationship expert and marriage counselor. I really do appreciate. Tunatoka, Kevin, tunatoka. Ni sawa, thank you. Okay, so there's so much feedback. Let me sample just two. Allow me, Kevin. King Jaffer here on Twitter, he was responding to one of our statements here where, we're talking about some people are single because of the childhood trauma they've gone through. And he says the greatest challenge, the guards are always up for the fear of being hurt. That is the greatest challenge. Indeed. And Peter Kimari here says, good, I'm happy for the enlightenment. It's supposed to be enlightening conversation and very helpful. Asante sana Peter Kimari for your feedback and all the other feedback which